I will then start sharing my screen in just a second. So I just wanted to start by welcome you all to our online class. I know it's tough. We would like to be in person. Essential oil classes are so much more fun in person because we can talk about our experiences, we can pass around lots of different oils, we can smell them, and I'm sure we're going to get better and better at this sort of new online forum, this new online world, sending out essential oil samples for people that are coming to classes and being ready with that probably in the future is coming for us. So thanks for being flexible in our new online format. I would like to introduce myself just so you know a little bit about me and we can connect a little bit. Again, my name is Eliza Bacote. I have been using essential oils since about 2015. So about for the last 5 years. I was trained in modern medicine as a healthcare provider. I am a nurse practitioner and I have worked in critical care for over 16 years. I left that field in 2017 and just dove full force into an essential oil business and really felt like this was what I was supposed to do to help promote health, healing, wellness for people. My business is called The Organic South, and a big part of what we do is help educate people on how to use oils safely, properly, and to get the most benefits out of them. And so my story with essential oils really starts as one that was very skeptical about oils because I was used to using different types of products rather than natural products, and I really was trying to make over my life. I really wanted to replace all of the toxic things in my home and in my life with something natural. And so it just made sense to me to use something from a plant. And I had so many wins with them, with my children. I was actually pregnant at the time when I started using them, with my children, with my family. And that passion and love for those positive experiences was just the beginning of the natural process of me sharing them with other people. Because it's the same thing. When you eat at a really good restaurant, you want all your friends to know about it, right? So I was kind of the same way about essential oils. I had this really amazing experience, and I just wanted everybody to have them. And so here I am. And I do this full time now. So that is me. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'll be sharing some slides with you. Don't hesitate to unmute yourself and ask a question. You certainly can type it in the chat box. I just may not see the chat box till the end since I'm sharing my screen, but don't be shy. Let's pretend like we're all in the same room together, and unmute yourself and ask any questions that you have. So here we go. Hopefully I can get this to play right. All right. Sometimes I can see my mouse on here and sometimes I can't. So let's try this. There we go. All right. So that's me and my youngest daughter, Emmeline. She's little then. I feel like she's so big now. But, you know, just to continue a little bit more into my introduction to me, some of my biggest wins with essential oils are really connecting them to the science behind them and connecting them to the plants that they come from and understanding how those plants work in the body. And so while I am well-versed in modern medicine, I'm also a certified wellness practitioner, and I really try and make a point to help people find a natural solution to most of their problems. I do believe that the body was meant to heal from the inside out naturally. I think if you arm your body with the tools that it needs to function properly, it will actually heal itself. I have a lot of confidence in the human body, and that's just something that has been unique for me, is because I'm sort of merged from both of those worlds of the healthcare field and the alternative medicine field. So let's just dive right in. The three cool things that I love to talk about when we're talking about oils, when we're just talking about exactly what they are, where they come from, and what exactly do they do for me. Essential oils are the aromatic parts of the plant. It's the part that makes the plant smell good, but it's also the part of the plant that protects it. And it's actually what we call like the immune system of the plant. So it's why when you hear us talking about, we're going to talk about a lot of different oils tonight, but when you hear us talking about those different types of oils and the properties that it has, it's because, it was really meant to protect the plant. So in the same way that it works on the plant, it works on our body. So I'm going to teach you 3 cool things about essential oils right now. And the first one is that they're safe. This is one of probably the top questions that I get. Hey, Eliza, is this safe for my kids? Can I use this on my baby? What about my grandmother? Is it safe for her? Because we are in a safety world, right? Like our country is driven mostly by the pharmaceutical industry, and safety is a big conversation there. So people naturally drive towards that question. And essential oils are 100% natural and safe. So you are used to talking about side effects, right? In fact, people will ask me sometimes, okay, so if I use this peppermint oil, how is it going to, what's the side effect? And there really is none. And there's no sort of addictive properties. So when we talk about things using for anxious feelings, for supporting our body through emotional stress, things like that, we don't really have to have that conversation about, will I get, hooked on this? And so that's a wonderful thing about the safety aspect of essential oils. They are the extracts from plants, like we were talking about, with amazing health benefits. And what we are is extracting the most powerful part of the plant through the essential oil. So for instance, in 1 bottle of lavender, it takes about 40 pounds of lavender to make 1 bottle. So we're extracting the most potent part of the herb. So like my mom grows lavender, and I was taking a little bit from my son. He brought it to me and I was rubbing it on my arm, and I'm breaking those little sacks of essential oils. Now, let's say I put that in some tea and steeped it. Well, that's great, but the essential oil that we have in the body is actually 50 to 70 times more potent than the corresponding herb. So they are very powerful. It's very important when we talk about safety that we talk about doTERRA's certified pure therapeutic grade qualification. That means they're pure and potent. There was no industry standard when it came to essential oils. And 80 to 90% of them are adulterated on the market. They've added stuff to them, or they don't exactly have the right things in them that they're supposed to have from that plant. And so doTERRA created this certification on their own just to set a standard in the industry with 7 different levels of testing to make sure it's pure and potent. So for instance, let's just talk about some of the safety things of peppermint. You see a peppermint bottle there. If you have some peppermint with you, you can go ahead and grab it. You can use peppermint aromatically, topically, internally. This is like the energy oil. It's wonderful to rub in your hand. So go ahead and take a drop. You can rub in your hand. Open up the airways, promotes clear breathing. There's actually some good science here about using this for focus. This is the cooling oil. This is actually the one that was my first win oil because my son had a temperature elevation, and I was able to apply this to his body and bring down that temperature a little bit. It's also wonderful if you have head tension throughout the day. I love to just take a couple drops and rub topically right here on those pressure points, right on the temples here. It's wonderful for that. Really good for the muscles too. So very, very safe. I just gave you 4 ways you can use peppermint that are very, very safe for all of those conditions. Essential oils, number 2, are effective. So you see the little picture of the cell there, right? We probably have heard a lot about cells here recently with the health concerns that we have right now related to the coronavirus and things like that. So lots of people are learning about cellular biology, interestingly enough, through the news. They are very, very effective. And the reason they are effective is because they're oily and they can get into the cell. So they can penetrate that membrane, and they can actually work at the cellular level and can help support our cells in that way. So for instance, a really amazing oil blend that doTERRA makes called On Guard is the protective blend. It's the one that we talk about in relation to immune support, very effective for that. So helps protect us against different threats that could threaten our cells. Really wonderful for those sore throats that come up when we catch upper respiratory infections and things like that. And it's a wonderful cleansing agent. So we use this a lot in our home, not only to cleanse the air, right, to help kill those viruses and bacteria that may be floating around in the air, but also for surfaces. It's wonderful as a surface cleaner. You can also use On Guard aromatically, topically, and internally. This is definitely one that we like to dilute because it's got some hot oils in it. So we love to dilute this with fractionated coconut oil. We'll talk about that in a second. Number 3, the third cool thing about essential oils is they're affordable. I just cannot say this enough because of the cost consciousness that we have to have around healthcare these days. Healthcare is so expensive. It's not always accessible for everyone, and it's just getting more and more expensive, right? So when you look at the cost per drop, lemon is 7 cents a drop, lavender is about 12 cents a drop. We're talking about very, very cheap things per dose, right? So like just a very small amount of money. And in a bottle of oil, there's about 250 drops. So you're really talking about a lot of bang for your buck, and saving lots of medical costs every year, especially in those over-the-counter things. In fact, our team did a study and looked at it. We found that we can save the average person $1,500 a year between cleaning products, over-the-counter products, and also personal care products, just by, you know, buying their $100 worth of essential oils and products every month. And so when we were talking about lavender, remember I was saying it's about 12 cents a drop. Wow, lavender is called the Swiss Army knife of oils because you can use it for so many things. For instance, like I have just this little bug bite that happened today when I was working out outside right here on my arm. You guys probably saw me itching it. And like I just take a little bit right there and apply that. And it's the anti-itch oil. It's the calming oil, so wonderfully calming aromatically and internally for the body and the mind. It also works wonderfully for those seasonal allergies. It actually blocks histamine in the body, so that's really cool. So those are the cool things that everyone just has to know and the basics about essential oils starting out. Now let's talk a little bit more about how we use them, and how we're going to use them around your home. And when we talk about each of these ways, we're going to talk about a couple of the oils. So you see in the first category, aromatically, and aromatically you need a diffuser, right? So I have this little diffuser here in my office. I love to put some water in it, put a couple drops in there. The ways that aromatically using oils can help us is to help with mood elevation, right? So the first thing I do in the morning, I put some wild orange in my diffuser as I'm making my coffee, starts the day. It's super energizing, and it just helps my mood. And also cleansing the air. So remember that On Guard blend we talked about? Awesome to diffuse during times of respiratory viral seasons, or if you're having some people over to your house, because we know that cleanses the air. Also think about if you have some nasal congestion, awesome to sleep next to your diffuser with a little bit of that Breathe blend in there. The Breathe blend is got, you know, about 5 or 6 different oils that are really great for clearing out the lungs and the sinuses, actually thins mucus and helps promote really healthy breathing. And I will say this, aromatically, yes, you need a diffuser, but you can do what I call manual diffusing aromatically just by putting a couple drops in your hand and holding your hand over your nose, just like that. It's a wonderful, easy way when you're out and about to get some aromatic effects from the oils. So second, topically. Topically is it's the other way that we use oils when we have like just a skin problem typically, and localized benefits, right? So when we say localized benefits, we mean like in the area that you're applying it to. Now, remember we talked about that fractionated coconut oil earlier. You can see that little picture up there. This is how we dilute the oil. This gives us more product. It helps absorb into the skin better. And you'll see lots of us with these little roller bottles, right? So this makes it really, really easy to apply topically because you've got fractionated coconut in there and some essential oils, and it's really easy just to apply to the skin like that. And you just saw me apply the lavender to my skin. And topically, a couple oils that we love to use, Deep Blue is one that we use topically for those achy muscles and joints. Really awesome, just like that peppermint, to rub behind the neck, up here in the jaw. This is where we hold a lot of head tension and can give us those headaches that we don't like from stress. So love to rub Deep Blue like along these muscles of the jaw and the back of the neck, and in the shoulders too, the upper shoulders. Actually love to use Deep Blue before I go work out in some areas where I have joint pain, typically. And then Digestin. Digestin is another blend that doTERRA mixes up, which is awesome because we don't want to have to always be mixologists, right? So doTERRA knows what we need. So Digestin is an amazing blend of lots of different oils, peppermint, ginger, fennel, caraway, that are amazing for the digestive system. Great to relieve upset stomach or nausea, if you've eaten too much, to help with digestion, with bloating, any sort of, I tell people, the cool thing about Digestin is it can fix any GI problem from, throughout the entire digestive tract, whereas a lot of times we have to use lots of different products like that I would have to use in the hospital to deal with very specific problems in the digestive system. So it's a very broad blend of oils that helps every problem. And then Digestin can be used internally too. So the third way that we use oils is internally. I love to put wild orange in my water, is like amazing in the morning, and then sometimes in the afternoon I actually feel like I'm retaining water. I'll add a couple drops of lemon, because lemon is actually cleansing to the body and helps you excrete water. And so I'll just put 2 drops in my big container, and that lasts for the whole afternoon. It's great. You can also put it in a veggie cap. You can see there the little bottle of veggie caps, and it's just a little vegetable cellulose caplet. You open it, put a couple drops of oil in there, and you can take it with some water. You can put them under or on your tongue, on the roof of your mouth. These are great ways to absorb oils internally, because you get a lot of blood flow to those areas in the mouth, and it helps really absorb the oil very quickly. For instance, my husband and I love to do this with frankincense. We do this every single day with frankincense. A drop on the roof of our mouth actually helps kind of promote calm feelings. It's also a very strong anti-inflammatory oil and helps cells stay healthy. So frankincense is a great daily oil to use on the roof of the mouth or underneath the tongue, just a drop. And that will help you kind of understand. Frankincense is also another good one that we love to use topically as well, and also for diffusing, for meditation, for mindfulness, but really, really a great oil for internal consumption. So those are the 3 ways that when you get your oils in your pack, that you're going to be using them in your home for yourself, for your problems. Okay, so let's talk about the different ways that you can purchase oils and get them in your home and in your hands. So the first one is retail. This is the most expensive. You're only going to really pay retail in professional settings. We don't actually recommend that people buy this way. And then wholesale, you can get the best products for the best prices. This is the way that we recommend people do it. It's 25% off that retail price. And the third way, which is the smartest way, is wholesale plus points for free products. So that's through the loyalty rewards program. You'll hear us say LRP. That's your monthly order, because you can get points back on your monthly order to actually get more free product. And after purchasing for a year, you get up to 30% back on your monthly order every month. So that is just really, really cool. And so this kind of fits three types of people, right? We have three types of people in doTERRA. We have people that want to live the wellness lifestyle, and that's what they're really looking for. We also have another group of people that want to share the wellness lifestyle, not only with their friends and family, but maybe people in their life, and that helps them products paid for. If you want to stick around in the next Zoom call, we're having a conversation about that and the business at about 9 o'clock. And there's another type of person, a person who's interested in building a doTERRA business to earn an income and help make an impact in their community related to wellness. And so with that said, that gives you a ton of different options about how we use doTERRA products, the ways to purchase them, and how you can actually become someone that actually helps promote a product that's made a big impact in your life. And so you see this little page. This is something we really like to do once you've gotten started with oils. You may have already done this, but if not, this is something that the person that enrolls you will sit down with you, and we'll talk about your top health concerns and recommended products for you. That's just called a wellness consult. And so with that said, what I would really like to do is just stop sharing my screen and tell you one of my product experiences with oils, just like two little quick stories that I have that really showed me, wow, this is something to really pay attention to, Eliza. This is for real. So I got my oils in my pack. I actually was enrolled from my nurse practitioner friend who taught an online class. I was very, very skeptical about oils, and because I was used to using a lot of pharmaceuticals in my home, I had a pharmacy in my closet, and I just remember being pregnant and very hesitant to use the oils. My son was 18 months old at that time, and he had a fever one night. This is actually the first time he ever had a fever. And I remember going to the bottle of Tylenol and looking at it and sort of reviewing the ingredients. And I was like, I mean, this is awful for him. There's all this other stuff in here. It's not just the medication. There's dye and sugar and preservatives. And I was like, I don't want to give him this. And really, even at this time, I knew that fever was protective, but I also knew it could be dangerous in children. So I was still very fearful of fevers, which a lot of people are taught to be very fearful of fevers. And I will just say that fever is one of the greatest things that the body can do for itself when it's ill or it's being attacked. It's a natural protective mechanism. And so his fever was like 103.4. And I just remembered, oh yeah, I have those oils in the closet. Okay, let me go get them, right? I was one of those people. I didn't really know what to do with them at first. And I was like, all right, let me look this up in this book. This lady gave me this book. My friend gave me this book. Let me find out what I'm supposed to use for fever and temperature elevation. And so I went in there. It said peppermint. I took some peppermint, I diluted it, rubbed it on his spine, had checked his temperature before, and then about 30 minutes later, we checked his temperature, and sure enough, he came down to like 101.5. And he still had a fever, but that was good. I wanted him to have a fever. I didn't want to knock it out completely. I just didn't want him to get really close to that 104 range. And so being the skeptical person that I am, I was like, that's a fluke, whatever, it's probably cyclical, blah, blah, blah. And so about a couple hours later, this is at night and he's sleeping next to me, and a couple hours later, I could feel his body temperature rising again. And so I checked his temperature again. Sure enough, he rose right back up to 103.5, very high fever. So I was like, okay, here we go again. I'm going to try this again. Rub the peppermint on. Sure enough, 30 minutes later, same thing happened. Temperature dips about 1.5 degrees. And we actually did that 2 more times in the night. And so I had this little log, almost like my own little scientific experiment. And I was like, well, I can't deny a duplication of an effect 4 times in a night. Like, this worked. And what was so impressive to me was that Now, I will say this, it didn't last very long. It lasted like a couple hours, right? But we know that about essential oils. The body metabolizes them pretty quickly. So you use them more frequently, right? Less, but more frequently. And so if I'd given him the Tylenol, it would have lasted 6 hours, right? But giving him the Tylenol would have knocked him down to 99 for 6 to 8 hours. So actually would have blunted the body's response in him fighting the virus or whatever he had going on. And something just clicked in my mind. And I was like, you know what? This is brilliant. And this is the natural way to handle this, because his body can still fight the virus, but I can still get him out of the danger zone of that really high fever. And it was a huge win. And after that, we started to have win after win after win. Probably my biggest personal win, other than using them on my children, has been for just starting to use lavender internally for anxiety and stress, and finding out that works just as good as some of the pharmaceutical agents that people take for anxiety. And this is very non-compliant, but it's just the truth. And so having some of those personal stories and those personal wins are really, really what it's all about. And then this is what is so interesting when we talk about the 3 different types of people in doTERRA. Why you share is because you start using oils and you're sitting next to your friend at dinner and they're like, gosh, I just have this headache. And you're like, I have something for you. And you literally start to feel like this person who's like, everywhere you go, you're like, I'm not worried about anyone having a problem because I can help them with whatever they have. You have this little toolkit with you. And it's just been the biggest blessing to literally be able to kind of like help people into every situation that I'm in. I mean, literally the other day we were working out and a little boy's son ran into an ant bed. And I mean, his feet were just covered in welts. And if you've ever been bit by an ant, you know how that stings and hurts. And I just had a little bottle of lavender with me, a roller bottle. And I was like, rub that all over his feet and take that with you, because that's going to keep him from being up all night itching. So it's just a blessing to be able to share this with other people. And I just have had my life changed from it. I have so many tools that I can't imagine not having. So with that said, what I'd like to do is share with you, remember we talked about the ways that you get started with doTERRA. I'd like to share my screen and just show you the different types of kits that doTERRA has available to you to pick from to get started. So bear with me for 2 seconds. I'll pull this up. Here they are. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we'll just go through these really quick. Healthy Habits Kit is a really, really amazing kit if you're looking for whole body wellness. This comes with doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is their vitamin pack. It has vitamins, omegas, and the cell repair complex. It's a complete, what I call the most complete vitamin pack I've seen out there. It comes with digestive enzymes, probiotics, and then you also get this awesome collection of oils. On Guard, frankincense, lemon, lavender, we talked about those. The Balance Blend, which is so amazing for mood. We use a lot of that. And the Deep Blue Rub. Remember we talked about that Deep Blue Blend? That's the rub for muscle tension. The Healthy Start Kit is an amazing way to get started. It comes with a diffuser. And it really comes with what we consider like the top 10 oils in your home. So it's gonna be very difficult to not find the oil that you need in here to solve one of your problems. It's lavender, lemon, peppermint, tea tree, also known as melaleuca, oregano, frankincense, and it comes with those Deep Blue, Breathe, On Guard, and Digestin blends. And it comes with this cute little diffuser. It looks just like this. The Natural Solutions Kit is what I call like a whole home wellness kit. This is going to most savings, because remember that these kits are discounted at the beginning when you start your membership with doTERRA. So this has got a lot of home products: On Guard hand soap, suspensors. It comes with the vitamin pack, some toothpaste, a diffuser, On Guard soft gels. I never travel without those. Those are awesome. All of those top 10 oils plus some extra blends. You get some non-toxic shampoo and conditioner, non-toxic lotion. That Correct-X is like the essential oil Neosporin, and you get this cute little box to put it in. And back there in the back, that's the On Guard mouthwash. If you haven't tried that yet, it's a complete obsession. Actually, I have to keep my daughter from drinking it. It's so good. So we love that in our house. Then we have the Healthy Home Kit. So this is a unique kit because it also comes with the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. This is all we clean our home with. A diffuser, you get some hand sanitizer in there, some home healthy products, shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste. And then it also comes with those top 10 oils that we love, right? Just the medicinal oils that we need for our home. Simple Solutions Kit is a much smaller kit, intro kit. If you're like a little bit nervous, like, hey, I'm not so sure about this, I just want to try a few things. You get some lavender, On Guard, and lemon, and also the Deep Blue Rub. And then lastly, we have our Healthy Essentials Kit. This kit is really the same as the Healthy Start Kit. It's just the bottles are a little bit bigger. So these bottles are 5 ml bottles, you can see, and this is $160. And then these down here are $249, and they're 15 ml bottles. So you're getting 3 times the oil, so it's a really good deal. The only difference in this kit is it actually has copaiba and the beautiful adaptive calming blend in there. So that is just a really unique kit. It also comes with the pedal diffuser, so that diffuser a little bit bigger than the Brevi diffuser. And those are the ways you get started. Those prices actually include your membership fee, so you don't have to pay anything else on top of that, just shipping, which is $3.99. So with that said, I am going to stop sharing my screen and just open the floor for any questions or thoughts or concerns that anyone may have.
Hey, that was great, Eliza.
Hi, Judy. I missed seeing you face to face.
Kind of dark in here.
No, I see all your beautiful artwork back there.
That's right.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming. I hope it was helpful. It's a little different than like a typical Eliza class, but something that